Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. I have a few tips on buying books requested by a viewer because he says he often feels like he gets ripped off at antique bookstores and stuff. And I mentioned that my elementary Greek book was published in 1907. I paid, I think, $3 or $4 for that, and then shipping and handling. The highest price I've ever paid for a book would be Human Accomplishment by Charles Murray, because I was in the airport. I had to have it. It had just come out. It was not. Oh no. Sorry, that was labeled Mozart. It was Mozart Turkish Dancer or something. So don't pay high price. Don't pay antique prices. Online, always online. But I do pay top dollar. I actually do pay top dollar quite often. For example, from the Van Damme Academy, Physical Science 1, The Scientific Revolution by David Harriman. Lectures 1 through 31, about 2 CDs per lecture, 55 CDs. Not less than $600. I believe it was $695 plus shipping and handling, which was outrageous, like 30 bucks. But there's no other place. There is not another place in God's green universe that you can get the information the Objectivists assemble in their material. The same thing goes for purchasing, Philosophy of Education by Leonard Peikoff, or anything from the Ayn Rand bookstore. Even just a tape about the battle at Midway in World War II or something. You cannot get anywhere what the Objectivists put together for you at the Ayn Rand bookstore. That is top dollar stuff. Consequently, I'm not able to shop there a lot. 1 or 2 items from the Ayn Rand bookstore, and 6 or 8 or 10 or 15 books from Amazon.com, or I'll share with you my favorite, abebooks.com. A-B-E books. A-B-E. It stands for Advanced Book Exchange. abebooks.com. And I always search by price. Give me the results by price, starting with the lowest price. A couple of years ago, it was the case that Anthem was on there for a penny. They had quite a few copies for a penny. And the reason that they do that, I figured out later, that they charge you a penny for the book and $3.99 or $4.99 shipping and handling. Now, it doesn't cost $3.99 or $4.99 to ship a book. The cost of the envelope and media mail rates, $1 or $2. So they sell you the book for a penny. You think you're getting out like a robber. Pay $4 or $5 shipping and handling. Still not that bad though. So try to get your stuff for cheaper if you can, if it's possible for you to get it for cheaper. You cannot get David Harriman's science course cheaper. You cannot get Leonard Peikoff or Ayn Rand's stuff cheaper. You can get some of it on YouTube now. Some of it, but limited amounts. Can't educate yourself using the little scraps on YouTube. And when I say that, I consider objectivism to be of primary importance. So don't go to Barnes & Noble and look through the science section if you're thinking you want to learn the history of science. Go online and buy a good science history book, in case you want to know the history of science. A History of Science by William Dampier, D-A-M-P-I-E-R, first edition 1929, reprinted in 1950. Also, The Major Achievements of Science by A.E.E. McKinsey. And here is the gold mine. History of Science in Western Civilization. This is Volume 1, Antiquity in the Middle Ages. Volume 2, The Scientific Revolution. That'd be like the Renaissance up to 1600s, 1700s. And then Modern Science from 1700 to 1900. Those are some excellent books, written by Stephens and Williams, is that set there. You'll pay top dollar for those. I think I paid $10 or $15 a piece for each of those volumes, and then shipping and handling on top of that. That is what I consider top dollar. $10 or $15 for a book is, unless it's at the Ayn Rand bookstore. Now, the next question is, sometimes I get books on sale, like at the libraries. I've seen several library sales. I used to, going to college in Connecticut, they used to have a little cart of discards out at the front. When you walk in the library, there's this cart full of books they're throwing away. And I would stop there every once in a while. There'd be a fresh batch they'd put on. And I'd stop there and get them 25 cents for softbacks and 50 cents for hardbacks, if I remember correctly. Generally just tripe. Pretty much anything in a university library is going to be tripe and nonsense. And that's generally what they discard. So you get things like, you know, the feminists in the Industrial Revolution, or the feminists getting the vote, or Henry Ford and the $5 workday. You know, that either that he was evil, or that he was good for sharing the wealth, or some stupid socialist line. But then once in a while at a library, you do get something that's worth having. And at 25 or 50 cents, it's sometimes worth getting a book that you don't want or need. I did put a video up of a library sale that I went to in St. George, and they took my picture and put it in the newspaper, and I put up a video. I think it's called Cropper Raids Local Library. But I was just driving past. I drove past this library every day on my way to work when I lived there, and they just had a sign sitting out front one day. It said library sale. When other people might have driven by that sign, my brain is tuned into certain words. Like I see the word Greek gyros for sale or something, and I have to look twice because I'm like, did I see the word Greek? Yes, I did see the word Greek. My mind's obsessed with the Greeks, and if I see a Greek restaurant, I have to look twice to see what the sign was talking about. The same thing's true with books. The word book grabs my eye. That catches my eye more than like a chick in a bikini or a flashing signboard or something like that, you know. Catches my eye like that. So that's all I can put that down to, is when other people drive right by used bookstores or a library with a book sale or something, it grabs my attention, especially if, as in St. George, I drove past that library every day. So that's how I know when there's a book sale. That's how I find bookstores, look them up online, and I seek them out too. But to tie this all up and bring it to an end here, the only thing to remember of extreme importance is to not pay the highest price if you don't need to, and when you need to, don't be shy about paying the highest price. Like with David Harriman's History of the Scientific Revolution, if you need that, you need it. But don't go to Barnes & Noble and buy some book that's been, you know, at full price, some book that's been published in the last 5 years or something. Like if you want to know what Jared Diamond's all about, go buy a used copy. Or Charles Murray. At all events, look for it on abebooks.com, abebooks.com, or Amazon.com in the used section. If you cannot find it used, then go to the new section. And you'll get 3 or 4 books for the price of what you were paying for one. A lot of people buy books exclusively new, and sometimes you have to. I used to be a member of many book clubs, but I discovered that the book clubs sell new releases or recent releases. You can never get old books from them. And you can at Barnes & Noble sometimes get reprints of old books. So you have to look there sometimes, and in the sale section at Amazon, I do that, or pardon me, at Barnes & Noble, go to the sale section, or books being discontinued section, or whatever. You can get a few good buys there. Well, I think I've said enough on the topic. Just don't pay high prices unless you have to. Pay high prices when you have to. And always look for the book used before you do anything else. Also, if you can move to the United States of America, you're just better off all around.